Finally got a little day off of spraying here. Do a little gravy work. Hang out my ride today. Tender driver today. Can't complain about that too much. Out here spreading a little hay fertilizer. Mason's in the spreader. Pretty easy job, but I ain't complaining, right? Wait till he's empty and I'll fill him up. He's flying today. We got nice smooth hay field, so you can really crank out some acres today. Don't have to worry about too much. Don't have to follow rows. Just blow her on and keep going. Sometimes we run a little out just to make sure there's nothing wet in the bottom of it. That wet stuff will get in the airflow and really mess them up, plug them up bad, so it's better to just make that little pile on the ground than it is to have a big pile digging out of the airflow. On this, we'll start a little slower. A few minutes later, he's full. Let the auger clean out. We just put enough in. He's only got one more field on this farm, so we just put enough in to get this done. And then when he's empty, he can go 35 mile an hour down the road. But if he's full, he can only go 20. So we just put enough in to get to the next farm and let the truck do the work going down the road. Put the auger down and we're good to rip. Starting to get pretty thin, getting some grasses in it. You look close at it, I don't know, gets a lot of traffic over it between fertilizer and chopping it. I don't know, it's definitely not our worst looking stuff, but I don't know, getting some weeds in it. We don't even plant Roundup Ready hay, we just plant it heavy enough. And once it starts getting weedy and thin, it's time to be a cornfield anyway. So he's ripping down these fields. Get this one load ripped off the tender truck, and I think he's done with the hay anyway. So we'll keep at her. It's got a little stuff falling out from underneath it every once in a while back by the fan. I don't know. I'm not a dry fertilizer guy, so I don't know what's normal and what's not. I'm always in the sprayer, so it's about the first day. We've had an airflow for a couple of years now. This is a newer one. We used to have an older one that was pretty tired. I've never really been around either of them too much, so I don't know what's right and what's wrong, I guess. I don't know. It always looks worse than it is. Yeah, maybe it was just falling off the top of the tarp where it kind of spilled some when he hit a bump. There's kind of a washout he's going through, like right now where the water runs through there, that kind of makes it a little rough, right about where he is right now. So yep, that's what it is. Pretty rough right there. So we'll keep at her. Well, got the last load in him. He's gonna burn that one off quick, and then we're gonna go get the bagger, take it up to the research farm. So I'm heading back to the farm, and I'll see him when he gets there. Well, it's the next day. We were air flowing hay yesterday. We're chopping it today. So right now we're at the USDA Forage Research Center, not too far from our actual farm here in the Badger ammunition plant. Got to do some bagging today, so I was trying to go down and get the first load, get a video of the first load at the chopper, but I met the truck full on the road, so we're on our way back to the bagger now. I got it all set up, got a knot tied in the bag, and she's fired up, ready to roll. So you can't see it, but I got a truck behind me, and we will get some video of that. They'll be chopping in the field right next to where we're bagging here, so maybe I'll get some video of that a little later. But yeah, show you how the bagging operation goes. Not my favorite job, let me tell you. Actually, I rather hate it, but that's okay. Life isn't about what you like to do, right? So we will get some video of that. This is kind of the setup we got out here in the plant. We got a little deer fence around the bag pad out here. They got some small bags that they made. You just kind of see my bagger sitting there. So we're gonna make a short run, because I got a short bag on kind of in between the fence here and the bag, and then when we come back we'll be going down on the other side of that bag there. So got her fired up, got my air conditioning running good. First load's pulling in now. We'll be ready to rip. Well, a little later in the afternoon here. Got one bag made over there to the right. Getting the next one started here. And just put a 500 footer on, so chopper's coming to the field. Right over there, you can see a truck over there, or a tractor over there. Truck backed in here. Give him the red light on they got stop and go lights on this thing, so give him the red light. He stops, lifts it up, we'll feed her in. Thing's just got a little C9 cat on it, so not the most power in the world, but seems to get the job done. Cleaning up in front of the bagger here, got a little mess going on down there. A lot easier than the pitchfork payload, this little payloader they got here. So get this sucker cleaned up. I like to do it when the chopper's moving fields. I usually got a little downtime between fields, so get her cleaned up. Otherwise it pushes a big pile all the way down, and then the feed sometimes gets under the bag, and then when they're feeding out of that bag, it really makes it difficult because you're spinning on the silage underneath the plastic. So that's about all that is. Got this bag made here, and there's one more around the corner here that I've already done. That one right there. So getting her done. Be done about 6 o'clock tonight, I think, and then let's see, I might load the bagger up on the detach tonight and haul it home, or if it's too late, I will leave her here and come get it a different day. So either way, I think we're gonna get done chopping tonight unless we have major breakdowns. So I'm gonna show you how it works here. So obviously they come and dump on this, and it runs it into the rotor there, and there's actually big anchors in there that I extend out into the bag, and that's actually what holds it going forward. That and brake pressure. So I got brakes right here and on the other side here. So like to steer it, you know, say I want to get closer to this bag over here, I'll tighten up that brake a little bit or loosen up this one over here. And that's kind of how you steer it, almost like a skid loader does. And then actually to go down the road, this whole thing folds up, and then you can either haul it on the detach like I like to do, or this hitch here pulls out, and then you put this piece in there and make it into a triangle, a hitch, and then this jack will lift these wheels off the ground, and it'll actually go down the road that way. So those wheels over there, they turn 90 degrees, and then you drag it down the road. So like the cab will be the front of it. You can drag it down the road that way, and that's how we put it on the trailer too. So kind of how it works. Like I said, there's anchors out in the feed. They're probably to about right here. You can extend them out. The further you extend them, the harder it is, you know, for it to go forward. So that's kind of how it works. Right here doesn't seem tight, but back here where it really pushes into it, gets a lot tighter. So this is your feed. So you play with that one, and you can run it. You can actually run it backwards too to run the feed away from the rotor. And this is your brake pressure. For some reason, that engine side brake has never needed enough, or never needed that much pressure to drag, and the cab end always needs a little more. I think it's because of the weight, personally, but you know, the engine end's a lot heavier. And then right outside the cab there, you got anchor pressure. So we're at, after it sits for a minute, it goes down. So it's at like 800 now, but when we're bagging, it goes up to 1,000. And then when you got just your hydraulic pressure down there, that one. Obviously that's, well, not obviously, but that doesn't matter as much. And then out here, wherever that little sprocket is, or that little idler is, that's how far out the anchors are. So right now I got them at like 6 feet. You can go out to 15 feet. If you put them at 15 feet, you literally won't move. I mean, you can't have them that far. I mean, 8 feet is about as far as I'd ever really go. I probably should put them out just a little bit more than they are now, but it seems to be making a pretty nice bag, so we'll kind of leave them where they're at. And that's the plastic. As you go, it just kind of pulls it off as it needs it. It's all folded up. I got a 500-foot bag on. This is I think it's a 12-foot tunnel, so yeah, quite a bit of feed, that's for sure. And then the top meter there, you can turn it on and off and switch the direction of it. And then this is how this one steers and drives the engine end, so you can turn those wheels. And this one is the cab end, and your two brakes. This is your lights here, engine speed, your throttle. That'll rev it up and down. You can just click this one on and it'll rev it up. But if you hold this one, you get a few more RPMs out of her, so that's what I do. And then anchor float, it does exactly what it does. It puts the anchors in float and lets them out further. Or you can manually run them in and out here. So when you want to suck them in at the end of the bag, you hold that and they get sucked in. This is for an inoculator, a difference type, I think. And then these are the jacks that lift up and down each end. So like on blacktop or even in the sand, when you turn your wheels 90 degrees, you lift it up. Otherwise it tears up the tires on the blacktop. Or what will happen in the sand is when you turn, you'll dig yourself a little hole, and it's not a very good off-road machine, so it struggles to get out of a hole that you dig. You know, you can get stuck. There's no suspension, and whatever wheel spins first, that's where all the hydraulic fluid goes. So as soon as you got one wheel spinning on one of the ends, you're pretty much stuck. So that's about that. And then you got your feed table too, that you can lift you fold these two walls down, and then the feed table folds up like this, and that's how you go down the road with it. So that's how it works. And then there's some controls on the other side that run this little crane here, and that's how you put a bag on. So you lift that crane up, put it on the ground, and then you set the bag on, and it's all like this. You know, it's all folded up. Set the bag up on the tunnel, and that's how you get it up there. So seems to work pretty good. You got your hydraulic fluid in here. I gotta think, no, your hydraulic fluid's in this one, and your engine oil's in this one. Well, on the way out to pick up Brandon from the sprayer. Last thing I gotta do tonight. So got the bagger home. Had a good day air flowing yesterday. Good day of chopping hay today. And that's it. We'll see you next time.